Have you ever noticed how some people, they're earning good money, but they always seem to be struggling with debt?
Yeah, always walking that financial tightrope.
Exactly. And then there are others, maybe not earning quite as much, but they're steadily saving, investing wisely. They just seem to have this sense of calm about their finances. It makes you wonder, right?
It really does. What's the secret ingredient? What's the difference?
Well, spoiler alert, it's not about luck or some magic formula.
Right.
It's all about mindset. And that's what we're diving deep into today. We're exploring how maybe a bit unexpected ancient philosophy, but Stoicism can actually be a super powerful tool for improving your finances.
Now, Stoicism and money. That might sound like an odd couple at first glance.
I know, right? You think Stoicism, you picture like a toga-clad philosopher meditating on a mountaintop, not exactly someone crunching numbers and creating budgets.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. The essence of Stoicism is about self-control, mastering your emotions and actions.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
And when you think about it, isn't that crucial for healthy financial habits? Money doesn't just vanish into thin air. We're the ones making choices about where it goes.
True.
And so often, those choices are driven by our emotions, not logic. That impulse buy after a rough day, that treat yourself mentality that leads to overspending.
Oh, I'm definitely guilty of that. The emotional spending trap. It's real.
It is. And that's where Stoicism comes in, offering a different perspective, a way to break free from those emotional spending patterns.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So how does this ancient philosophy actually help us manage our money better?
Well, one of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is focusing on what you can control and accepting what you can't.
Makes sense.
Like we can't control the price of gas, right? It is what it is.
Unfortunately, yeah, no amount of wishing is going to change that.
Exactly. But what we can control is how often we fill up our tank or maybe how many expensive lattes we buy each week. Those are choices we make.
So it's about shifting our focus from the things we can't change to the things we can.
Precisely. The next time you feel that financial stress creeping in, take a breath and ask yourself, what can I actually influence in this situation? You'll be surprised how empowering it is to realize you do have some control, even if it's just making small adjustments.
It's like taking back the reins instead of feeling like you're at the mercy of your finances.
Exactly. And that leads us to another key concept. Conscious spending.
Okay, tell me more about that.
So much of our spending is driven by emotions, not actual needs. Feeling insecure. Suddenly, those designer sneakers seem way more appealing.
Oh yeah, the retail therapy phenomenon.
Right. Or tired after a long day. Ordering takeout seems like the only option.
Or maybe you feel like you deserve a lavish vacation, even if it stretches the budget a bit too far.
Exactly. It's all about those immediate dopamine hits, those temporary fixes. But here's where Stoicism offers a different perspective.
Lay it on me.
Those quick bursts of pleasure, they fade fast, and they often come at the cost of something far more valuable. Long-term financial stability and inner peace.
So it's about recognizing that instant gratification isn't the same as true happiness or fulfillment.
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong, Stoicism isn't about deprivation.
It's not about living like a monk, right?
Definitely not. It's about making conscious choices about what truly matters to you, what brings lasting satisfaction versus what just provides a fleeting distraction.
So it's like indulging in a delicious meal with friends and savoring every bite versus mindlessly snacking while scrolling through your phone.
That's a great analogy. The key is being present, intentional with your choices. Our sources really emphasize the difference between conscious spending and impulsive spending. Conscious spending empowers you. Impulsive spending can lead to financial, I think one source even called it enslavement.
Financial enslavement? Wow, that's a strong term.
Right. But it's true. It's that feeling of being trapped by debt, working just to stay afloat, and having little freedom to pursue your goals.
And that brings us to another big theme in our sources, the whole I deserve it mentality.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
It's everywhere, right? Treat yourself, you deserve it, constantly bombarded with messages encouraging us to indulge.
It's tricky because, yeah, we all deserve nice things, but it's about redefining what we truly deserve.
Okay, I like that. Reframing it.
Our sources argue that we deserve things like freedom from debt, peace of mind, and having options in life. Those are the real rewards.
Those are huge. Much more valuable than any material possession.
Absolutely. And achieving those things, well, it takes discipline. Saying no sometimes, delaying gratification, building those good financial habits.
It's that delayed gratification thing again, isn't it? But the point is, The cost of discipline is far less than the cost of debt and financial stress.
100%. And that's where the humble budget comes in.
Ah, the dreaded B word. But I'm guessing you're going to tell me it's not as scary as it seems.
From a Stoic perspective, it's not about restriction. It's about empowerment. It's about getting a clear picture of your finances, knowing where your money is going, and making conscious choices.
Kind of like a financial roadmap, helping you navigate toward your goals.
Exactly. Our sources connect this to the Stoic virtue of preparation. Just like a Stoic would mentally prepare for potential challenges, a budget helps you prepare for your financial future.
So no more burying your head in the sand and hoping for the best.
Nope, it's about being proactive. And the key to creating an effective budget: brutal honesty. Track your actual spending, not some idealized version. If you know you spend a certain amount on those Friday night outings, put it down.
Face the facts. No sugarcoating.
Right. And then here's the crucial part. Evaluate if those expenses are truly aligned with your values and goals.
It's about making conscious decisions, not just going with the flow.
Exactly. And speaking of honesty, our sources talk about the high cost of self-deception when it comes to finances.
Oh, the lies we tell ourselves.
Those little white lies like, I hardly use that subscription, or I always pay my credit card in full, but then the interest charges keep piling up.
Yeah, it's so easy to fall into those patterns of denial.
It is. And those small deceptions can have a huge impact over time. One source quotes Epictetus, a famous Stoic, who said, "No one is free who is not master of himself." It's such a powerful statement.
It connects self-mastery to financial freedom.
Exactly. If we can't be honest with ourselves about our money, how can we truly be in control?
The wake-up call. Honesty is the foundation.
Absolutely. And building on that foundation, the discussion moves to the idea of financial minimalism.
Okay, so not about living in a tiny house and owning only 10 items.
Haha. Not necessarily. It's about being intentional with your possessions. It's about asking yourself if you truly need everything you own. Do you get value from all those streaming subscriptions? Are you wearing all those clothes in your closet?
So it's about decluttering not just your physical space, but also your financial obligations.
Exactly. It's not about deprivation. It's about aligning your spending with what truly matters to you.
And the benefits go beyond just saving money, right?
Oh, yeah. Our sources talk about gaining clarity, freedom, even better sleep.
Wow. Better sleep from financial minimalism. That's a selling point right there.
It is. And they also talk about the hidden cost of clutter. You know, the way possessions can, in a sense, possess us.
Intriguing. Tell me more.
Each item demands our time, attention, money, insurance, maintenance, storage. It all adds up. And uncontrolled spending, well, it can end up controlling us, dictating our choices.
So it's about breaking free from that cycle, right?
Right. Resisting that urge to buy things just to impress others or keep up with some arbitrary standard.
Okay, so how does a Stoic approach preparing for the unexpected? Enter the emergency fund, right?
Yes. It's like the Stoic's financial shield. Remember that classic Stoic exercise? What if I lost everything tomorrow?
It's not about being pessimistic, but being prepared.
Exactly. An emergency fund is that preparation. Aim for 3 to 6 months worth of essential living expenses stashed away in an accessible but not too tempting account.
Got it. So it's there for real emergencies, job loss, medical bills, not for that sudden urge to book a trip to Bali.
Exactly. It's your safety net, your peace of mind. And that peace of mind, it's priceless. Imagine being able to sleep soundly, knowing you can handle whatever life throws at you.
That's true freedom right there. Being able to say no to a job you don't like or make choices without fear of immediate financial repercussions.
Powerful stuff. And speaking of long-term thinking, let's talk about investing.
Okay, so how does Stoicism apply to the world of investing?
The sources use this great analogy of a Stoic farmer planting seeds. You put in the work, you choose your crops carefully, but you also accept that the harvest isn't entirely in your control.
So it's about taking action, but also understanding that there are external factors you can't predict.
Precisely. Invest in what you understand, diversify, think long-term, and resist those get-rich-quick schemes or the fear of missing out that FOMO.
Solid advice. Patience and reason over impulsiveness.
Exactly. Speaking of patience, it's a crucial Stoic virtue, especially when it comes to finances.
Impatience can lead to some costly mistakes in the financial world.
It really can. Those who try to get rich quickly often end up losing more than they gain. The Stoic understands that time is an ally. Compound interest works its magic over the long term, but you need that patience to let it grow.
Time in the market beats timing the market.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's tackle a topic that aligns perfectly with the Stoic value of freedom: debt. Our sources don't mince words. They call it the true modern slavery.
Wow. Strong words, but I can see why they say that.
Debt, especially consumer debt, can be incredibly limiting. It takes away choices, it eats into your income, and it creates this constant pressure.
It can feel like you're constantly working just to keep up.
Exactly. Those credit cards, personal loans, those tempting buy now, pay later schemes, they can quickly turn into chains.
So the message is prioritize paying off debt and be incredibly cautious about taking on new debt.
Yes, it's not about fear, it's about reclaiming your freedom. And they offer a simple but powerful rule, the buy it twice rule.
Okay, I'm all ears.
If you can't afford to buy something twice outright, you probably can't afford it once. It's a gut check to see if a purchase is truly within your means.
That's a great rule of thumb. It forces you to really think about your spending.
It does. And beyond just being mindful about spending, our sources emphasize the importance of financial education.
Knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to money.
It really is. Wanting to save is great, but you need the knowledge to do it effectively. Learn about investing, saving, taxes, inflation. There are so many resources available these days.
It's like any other skill you have to learn and practice.
Exactly. And it's a stoic thing too, right? Seeking wisdom, mastering your craft. Take control of your finances by understanding how they work. Don't just blindly follow the latest trends or gurus.
Form your own informed opinion.
Yes. And speaking of the cost of ignorance, one source makes this striking comparison. They say that ignoring your finances is like driving a car blindfolded. You might feel okay for a while, but eventually you're going to crash.
That's a vivid image, and it drives home the point.
It does. Ignorance might feel comfortable in the short term, but it has serious consequences down the road. So face those financial realities head on, even if they're a bit intimidating at first. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about how money relates to our deeper values and our purpose in life.
Okay, so it's not just about the numbers in our bank accounts.
Exactly. Money is a tool, and how we use it reflects our values. The Stoic approach encourages us to align our financial decisions with our overall goals. Are you spending in a way that supports your purpose? Are you investing in things that matter to you?
It's about using money consciously to create the life you want.
Precisely. A Stoic wouldn't use money to just create a facade of wealth. They'd use it to live a meaningful life. And to get a clearer picture of your current values, our sources suggest a simple but revealing exercise. Take a look at your recent bank statements.
Oh, that's a good one. Like a financial mirror.
Right. Where are you actually putting your money? Are your spending habits aligned with your stated values? It's not about judgment, it's about self-awareness.
And that leads to a broader question. What is true wealth?
Exactly. The sources argue that it's not just about millions in the bank. It's about having choices, freedom, and inner peace. It's about being in control of your life, not letting your finances control you.
So true wealth is about much more than just money.
It is. It's about a life lived on your own terms, in alignment with your values. And that brings us to the elephant in the room, or maybe the perfectly curated Instagram feed in the room. Social media.
Ah, yes, the land of comparison and envy.
It's so easy to get caught up in those carefully constructed portrayals of wealth and success. But remember, it's just a snapshot, often a very distorted one.
People rarely post about their credit card debt or their financial struggles.
Exactly. So don't get sucked into that comparison game. Make financial choices based on your own values and goals, not what you see online.
It's about tuning out the noise and focusing on what truly matters to you.
Yes. Our sources suggest asking yourself, what would a Stoic do when faced with those tempting but maybe not so wise financial decisions driven by social pressure?
What would a Stoic do? That's a great question to keep in mind.
So, to sum it all up, what does it mean to walk the path of the financial Stoic?
It's about realizing that peace of mind and true wealth aren't about having a huge bank account. They're about having clarity, control, and purpose. And that's exactly what Stoicism offers.
It's about a shift in mindset. From reactive to proactive, from emotional to intentional. It's about spending with purpose, saving intelligently, investing wisely, and living a life guided by philosophy.
And ultimately, it's about achieving true financial freedom, the ability to live well without compromising your values.
That's the essence of the Stoic approach. Now, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Think about just one area of your spending this week where you can apply a Stoic principle. Maybe it's focusing on what you can control, delaying gratification, or really questioning that I deserve it impulse.
What small step can you take today to start aligning your finances with your values?
Keep exploring these ideas. And remember, true financial freedom is within your reach. It's not about winning the lottery. It's about making wise choices and living a life that reflects what truly matters to you.
It's about taking control of your financial destiny, one mindful decision at a time.
Exactly.